Hello everybody, Blugoblin here. Thank you for joining me here on my main channel for a very late Midtown Comics Stash episode. I apologize for being late. I actually got these comic books read a couple of days ago and had to find the time to do a review of them. But like always, big thanks to my student, my bro, and one of the best friends I've ever had in my life, TheMtVernonKid, and to Midtown Comics for these books. I got 4 books to review. So, without further ado, let me go ahead and get started. We're going to start with Image Comics. We're going to start with The Bounce, number 3. Joe Casey, David Messina. I gotta say, the writing is starting to become more solid. And the artwork in here is still very well done for what it's worth, even though this is a kind of a disturbing cover. Because that's the main character's roommate as now out and open drag queen. Okay? You know, despite how weird this issue was in some spots, this was probably the most understandable issue out of the series so far. The first issue was pretty solid. The second one was kind of trippy. This one, okay. I'm starting to get the story here. But the main focus is on the main character, The Bounce, and his ordeal or his problems with his brother in the police department and everything. I mean, this was just drama heavy. Very drama heavy. And this is definitely not a book I would recommend for kids, because this can get pretty vulgar in some spots. But then again, I guess some kids might dig that. But I'm not going to ruin, I will not ruin the ending, because the ending was nice. It was a nice well and done cliffhanger. I liked it. It was kind of old school-ish, you know. It's like, you know, a moment builds up and, oh, you gotta wait till the next issue before you see where the story goes. I liked it. Very nice. But the drama in here is what really sells it. I loved the drama. I mean, it's, you know, brotherly loathe at its finest. I'll put it like that. Very well done. I really can't complain. This was really good. Now, even though these books are not exactly new, I still don't want to spoil them, because, you know, they're really good. Unless I absolutely feel like I have to spoil them. We're going to stick with Image Comics, and we're going to go to Lazarus, number 2. Like I said, that is a pretty nice cover. It's simple, but very well done. Greg Rucka and Lark. Oh man, this is still a really solid going series. We're only 2 issues in, and I'm still just loving it. This was great. Was this as good as issue 1? In my opinion, no. But this was still very fun to read. This was really good. I'm still getting a Hunger Games vibe to this. I really am. And we dive more into Forever's, this is the character's name, Forever. We're digging more into the character of Forever's family. And it is really, really cold. I mean, this issue reminds us that we're in a very cold, not literally, you know, we're in a cold-hearted, post-apocalyptic world where, you know, it's like the very smallest of crimes can get you killed and stuff like that. It is thunderstorming out here. Okay. If my power goes out, I'm sorry. But this was very strong in the sense of, you know, we're in this post-apocalyptic world, and we're reminded that it's cold. It's got a cold-hearted surrounding to it. But diving into the family drama in here is just very nicely done. Rucka nailed it really well with the drama in here. And the title of the book, Lazarus, you know, before I read the first issue, I thought that's what the character's name was. No, the term Lazarus is actually what the character is, not what the character is named. Now, why is the character called Lazarus? I don't want to ruin that for you. I mean, you know, it's still not too late to jump on board of this. I think this was a really strong issue. Not really as good as the first issue was, but again, that's just my opinion. But this was really good, very solid. Wasn't perfect, but I gotta say, it was a fun read. I really enjoyed it. Still getting that Hunger Games-ish vibe to it, and I'm liking it. Alright, we're moving on to Dynamite. And with Dynamite, we're going to the Green Hornet, number 4. Oh my god. Oh, this one says Magic Wade. Magic Wade, thank you. This was awesome. This was pure awesomeness. This was good. Why did I love this book so much? Is because finally we get a spotlight on Kato. We get to learn more about Kato. We get to learn more about... We get a spotlight on him for a change, and it's very well done. But Britt still has some problems of his own to deal with. You know, the Daily Sentinel is in big trouble because in the last couple of issues, it's realized that he basically used the Sentinel now as... He's basically, to some people, especially some people who review this series on the internet, it's like Britt Reed has like reduced the integrity of the Daily Sentinel to that of a supermarket tabloid used for mudslinging, you know, and stuff like that. And a lot of people think that that's a really unforgivable act by Britt Reed in here. And you know what? Yeah, I'm kind of peeved about it too, but it makes for good storytelling. So I really don't have a actual problem with it because it further advances the story, and it's very well written in here. Wade knows how to sell this. This was good. The artwork in here was fantastic, and I love this Jonathan Lau variant cover. This was great. You know, not too much sightings of the Green Hornet in here, but Britt has got some problems in here, and one particular problem. Yeah, the cover is no deception. I mean, something like this happens in the book, and it's really yeah. But okay, I'm gonna minorly spoil this. The person that the Daily Sentinel outed as the voice, turns out it wasn't the voice. I mean, I kind of saw that coming. But now that's one of the reasons why the Daily Sentinel is in trouble, because they outed someone who wasn't the voice, and it drove him to shoot himself. So what's going on here is that Kato believes he's found the actual voice, but it turns out this guy wasn't the voice either. And at the end of the issue, now this is all I'm going to say. At the end of the issue, we find out who the actual voice is, and I'm like, oh my god, really? And I'm like, why didn't I see that coming? I mean, it's one of those moments where I was thinking, as I've caught up with this series, I've been reading it, and we find out who the actual voice is at the end of the issue, and I'm like, oh, I facepalm myself. I'm like, why didn't I see that coming? This is a good example of how great a writer Mark Waid is. He gave us a moment that in my opinion, I should have seen coming, but I didn't. And that's what makes it a great moment. This was good. Solid read. Good artwork, good action, nice twists, great storytelling, great drama. This was awesome. Chris, Midtown, man, I want to thank you just for this book alone. This was so good. Alright, we're going to end this review with IDW and DC Comics Rocketeer and Spirit #1, Pulp Friction. Now, I wasn't too exactly sure as to why Chris sent me this book, but I was like, Rocketeer and Spirit, I don't know anything about these two characters. But then I figured out why he sent it to me. I don't know how well you can see the name there. Yep, another book written by Magic Wade. Mark Waid writes this. This was fun. This was pure fun. Fun and good reading. Nice old school style artwork on the interior here. I love the cover. The cover is fun. I mean, this was great. I don't know anything about either one of these characters. Okay? I'll be honest. But this was very well done. I mean, we got some... It takes place in the 40s. And I love the way Mark Waid writes it. It's like he knows how people talked in this time period. He knows how people lived in this time period. It's like he did his homework and he did it right. It's not, the story's not ruined by modern day references and fourth wall breaking and anything like that. We're in a time period and we actually feel like we're in this time period when we read this story. This was very well done. I'm not going to say too much about this other than the fact that it was pure, solid, uncut fun. I got a laugh here and there. I chuckled a bit a lot at this book. This was good, solid writing from Mark Waid. Mark Waid can make drama. He can make action. He can make depressing. He can write depressing stories and make them good. And also, this is this is actual proof that he can write something that just makes you go, oh, that's awesome. It just makes you smile because it's fun. It's great. Really can't complain. This was a perfect example of a pure fun read, and I really enjoyed it. And I gotta say, Spirit's little blonde-haired girlfriend in here was just, she was just a fucking riot. I chuckled at her more than anything else in the book. Just pure magic fun. Alright, well, that's all I got for this episode of Midtown Comics Stash. I want to thank y'all for joining. Don't forget my second channel, Blugoblin X, where I do my main comic book reviews. But as I said before, it's going to be pushed back and delayed due to limited funding. So my next review is going to be another giant-sized review. I just don't know when it's going to be out. Okay, so please don't forget about Blugoblin X. Thanks again to Chris and Midtown Comics for the books. I really enjoyed it. And also a big shout out to my friends and family at Arkham Comics. Follow me on Twitter or on Tumblr. Don't forget about my friends at Dark Avenger Inc. Plus. My dearest friends Mark and Chloe at Fast Act Comics. Y'all to rock. Mark, give me that beard. Chloe, this heart's for you. Love you both. You're great. Deadpoolzilla, you're awesome. Brandon Hex, all my friends. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and until next time, I'll see you all later.